Every college, I think, has their own traditions. Usually it's not allowed, but like any other student who's paying way too much for their education, who gives a shit? One of the traditions we have involves running across the center of campus, from one lecture hall to another before the bell tone of midnight of the clock tower nearby ends. The catch here is that you're technically committing public indecency since you're running down to your undergarments, or for the very confident, fully naked. Most make it, of course, with maybe another 5 to 10 seconds left. But I had the regretful curiosity if someone ever tried running back to the starting point. I asked around and most people thought it wasn't possible. But what was strange, that a few urged me to never try it. I tried to ask why, but it was almost like something was holding back their tongue from speaking a word other than don't. I could tell that something wasn't quite right about it. I almost didn't try it. But me being a drunk teenager in the middle of a shitload of homework and wanting to blow some steam off, I called up a couple friends and we met up. We tossed back a couple drinks, had a couple laughs, and I mentioned trying the Campanile run across campus. They were all willing to try it, but they weren't aware I was going to try running back. I didn't want them to be able to stop me from doing it. Wasting no time, we stumbled to the Campanile, our clocks reading 11:55 as we stripped down and shouted rowdily. We did some mediocre, drunkenly impaired stretches, and the time read 11:57. We started lining up 11:59. Right as we heard the first bell, we took off. I wasn't the fastest in our group, but I wasn't the slowest either. If I went too slow, I wouldn't have enough time to run back. But if I went too fast, I wouldn't have enough stamina to keep a good pace. By the halfway mark, my breathing was getting a bit heavier. My friend Max in the back of me, however, might have had one or two many drinks. He looked like he was about to collapse as soon as he got to the end. We were 80% done and I was getting tired. I was getting ready to spin around and run back. My friend Aaron got to the end with me trailing about a second and a half behind him. Right as I got to the edge, I spun around, my feet feeling the grinding of the concrete path on the bottom of my shoe, and began my trip back. Just as I passed by Max throwing up on the concrete, Aaron yelled out, "What the fuck are you doing?" I didn't have the time or breath to spare to respond to him. I had about 9 seconds to reach the end before the tome ended. I got halfway, and at first, I thought Aaron was following me back, but the second set of footsteps were far too frequent to account for his drunkenness. I didn't want to look who was behind me, but by the echoed screaming of Aaron telling me to keep running and the snarls that were too loud to be far behind me, I knew it wasn't good. I had another 3 seconds left, and I was about a quarter of the way from the start. I put all my last bits of energy and sprinted the last remaining stretch, hurling myself forward to safety just as the last bell subsided. Standing above me was something that I couldn't describe in words. It was inhumanly thin and completely black. Its hands and feet consisted of shiny black claws, and the eyes were a deep red, practically boring into my soul. It stared at me for a moment, and I scrambled backwards, my back hitting the concrete stairs of the building behind me. Nowhere to run. This was it. This was how I was going to die. Half drunk, naked, by some demon. Some part of me wondered if this could possibly be a result of drugs slipped into my drink, but I could hear the horrified screams of my friends from the other end of the walkway. I closed my eyes briefly, and although I wasn't religious, I prayed then to any god I could think of to let me live. Another horribly long moment later, the thing let out a deafening shriek and ran back the other direction, fading away. I fainted soon afterwards and woke up a few minutes later, my friends standing over me. I had to promise them I would never try doing that again, and I speak from experience of surviving whatever that thing was. Do not try and run back. You might just not be as lucky as me.